Hi BookTube. Not sure if this is going to work very well. I did try to film a video where we set up a TBR shelf together, and I got about halfway through it and my phone stopped recording. So I've made my shelf and I thought I would just show you what I've put on it. So what I decided to do, because I forget that I've got a lot of series that I want to start or continue with, or there's books that I've owned for literally decades that I've forgotten about, because especially at the moment everything is so disorganised throughout this house. I've got piles of books in every room and I can't see what I've got a lot of the time. So I thought that I would put aside a shelf, change it seasonally, just as like a little visual prompt of, oh yeah, you were going to read this. So here we go. So I'm just going to run through it quickly. So obviously there's the chicken book that I picked up recently that I could do with reading if I'm going to get some chickens. And at the top here I have put, well, I've squeezed in, because again this is one that I've owned for about 15 years. And it is Confessions of a Kamikaze Cowboy by Dirk Benedict. Dirk Benedict played Face in the A-Team and Starbuck in the original Battlestar Galactica series, and he is a lovely, lovely man. I've met him a long time ago, and he was very lovely and very flirty, which was fun. So then I have got Night of the Living Trekkies by Kevin David Anderson and Sam Stall. This is set at a Star Trek convention, and everybody turns into zombies, and it just sounds like a lot of fun. Then I've got Kathy Reich's Deja Dead, which is the first in the Bones series. I've watched a bit of the TV show and I was enjoying that, so I thought I'd like to read the books too. Then I have Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, which is the first in the Expanse series. I really want to watch that TV show, but again, I'd like to read the book first. I've heard really good things about this series, both the TV show and the books. This is one, I've read the first book in this series, then completely forgot to continue, and that is The Fall, which is the second book in the Strain series, by Del Toro, can't say his first name, sorry, and Chuck Hogan. This is about a vampire strain, and the first book was really, really enjoyable. A plane lands, everybody on it is dead, big mystery, and these medical dudes are brought in to try and solve it, and they're vampires. There you go. That's not what they're trying to solve. That's not a spoiler in any way. It is clearly about vampires. And then I have got Mrs. Palfrey at the Claremont by Elizabeth Taylor. I have read one other Elizabeth Taylor book, which I really enjoyed, and I can't remember what it's called now. Oh, that's going to annoy me. Daphne du Maurier, The Blue Lenses and Other Stories. Hagseed by Margaret Atwood. I've been meaning to read this one since it came out. Neville Shute, On the Beach. This is a post-apocalyptic story. I remember, I think it was Amy at the channel, Zoe Beck. I believe she read this and really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to that one. And then I've got Paradise by, oh no, I'm going to butcher this, Abdul Razak Gurna. Shortlisted for the 1994 Booker Prize. I was supposed to read this when I was studying for my degree, and I didn't. But I kept it because I always meant to, and yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that. This is about a boy who is on a journey with his uncle, and he doesn't question it at all, but what's happened is he has been sold to his uncle to pay off his father's debts. Again, that's not a spoiler, that's on the back of the book, so I'm not spoiling anything for anybody there, I don't think. Another first in the series, Peter F. Hamilton, Pandora's Star. These are sci-fi books. I've bought a huge amount of Peter F. Hamilton on the car boot sales. I think I've got about 9 or 10 of his books. I've never read any. So I thought I would stick one of his on the shelf. And then to be intellectual, Sophocles, the 3 Theban plays. So it's got Antigone, Oedipus the King, and Oedipus at Colonus. I do enjoy classics, like the Greek classics particularly. I very nearly studied classics, in fact, based on my love of the tragedies. I love Medea. It's such a good play. If you haven't read that, I'd recommend it. John Banville, The Sea. Elizabeth von Arnim, The Enchanted April. Bit of Angela Carter, because you can't go wrong with a bit of Angela Carter, The Magic Toy Shop. And then another post-apocalyptic one, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I've been meaning to read this for a long, long time as well. And then I thought I would try and be girly and light because it's spring. Read It, I Married Him. This is a series of short stories, all to do with, or based on Jane Eyre. It's inspired by Jane Eyre. Lots of different authors in here, and edited by Tracy Chevalier. I'm not a big romance reader, I've got to be honest, but I do love the classics. I love Jane Eyre, so I picked that up because I thought that might be fun. Pat Barker, Noonday. I've read 4 Pat Barker books, and I've loved all of them, so at this moment in time, for me, she can do no wrong. This is about a female ambulance driver, I believe, in World War II. Still reeling from the aftershocks of World War One, and her relationships and things like that. So that should be interesting. Mary Lou, The Rose Society. I've just read the first book in this series, and I enjoyed that. The Cornish Coast Murder by John Bood. I'm trying to get these books read because I've bought quite a few of these British Crime Library books, and they've just been languishing on my shelves, so I'm trying to make an effort now to actually read them. Sorry guys, I'm trying to talk really quickly because I'm scared of the memory running out on my phone. Charlene Harris, Club Dead. This is the 3rd book in the Suki Stackhouse True Blood series. I've read the first 2 and I really enjoyed them. They're a lot of fun. Sort of fantasy, romantic fantasy, horror type books. Vampires and shapeshifters and all sorts going on in there. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I showed that in a recent haul video, so I thought I would break with tradition and try and actually read a book relatively soon after buying it rather than waiting a couple of decades. And then Robert Louis Stevenson's South Sea Tales. I studied one of these tales as part of my degree and absolutely loved it, and I always meant to go back and read the others and just forgot. But these are set in the South Pacific. So yeah, they're fantastic. I remember the language in these being really, really wonderful, and I'm looking forward to revisiting and learning a bit more. Second in the series of Little Village School. This is Trouble at the Little Village School by Gervase Finn. This is about a headmistress who moves to this tiny English village and just sort of life there. It's sort of sometimes I like these kind of quiet village books. And then I've got Cormac McCarthy, The Road. Again, one that I've wanted to read for a long time. I'd like to see the film, but I've been holding off because I want to read the book first. It's about a man and his boy travelling the streets in post-apocalyptic America. Everything's burning, and there are roaming gangs, and I think it's quite a dark book, so I'm gonna have to be in the mood for that. But it looks like quite a short read as well. I'm looking forward to it. Then I've got The Land by Mildred D. Taylor. I read Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry some years ago, again as part of my degree, and I was really, really excited to find that actually it was part of a series. So this is the first book in that series, and I don't know anything about it because I do like to go into things a little bit blind. But Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, if you have not read that, I know that technically it's classed as a children's book, but do not let that put you off. That is an amazing, amazing book about racism in Depression era America. And it's just wonderful. A very, very worthy read. Definitely pick that up. But yeah, this is The Land. This is set before that, I think. So yeah, anyway, we'll find out more about that when I get to it. Robin Harb. This book is here as just a holding position. I've got the first book in the Farseer trilogy on the way. I've been meaning to read her books for the longest time, and I've owned a couple of them for a few years now. And I thought, you know what, it is time that I just get on with it. So I've ordered the first book in the Farseer trilogy, and I'm going to start that as soon as. And then Stephen King, Dance Macabre. This is a non-fiction, I believe, where he's talking about the horror genre. I love Stephen King. I've got a massive Stephen King collection, actually. I'll show it you one day. It's actually the only collection I've got that has any kind of organisation whatsoever. I'm trying to go through all of Stephen King's books from start to finish, like chronologically, how they were published. I am missing two. I've just finished The Stand, and I did want to read The Long Walk and then Dead Zone after that, but I don't own those. And I didn't want to order them because the car boot season should be starting again soon, now that lockdowns are being eased. And I can't afford to buy as many books as I buy. So I'm trying to wait and see if I can find them on the car boot sales. There's that, and then Walking Dead, book 5, to continue with that series. So that is my rough TBR for spring. Don't know how well I'll stick to it, but as I said, it's more of a visual aid to remind me that I've got these things that I want to read. I've got these series I want to start, ones I want to continue, things I've owned for a long time and need to get on with. I'm sure I'll pick up different things as I tend to do. A bit of a magpie, but you know, aren't we all really? And that is it. Have you read any of these? Where would you start on this TBR? Anything that you'd recommend? Always looking for something new. You know, there's not enough stacks of books in the house, is there? And I will speak to you soon. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.